So I been talking pretty openly about the Jacksons, not the Jackson 5, the Jacksons and DeSean Jackson, the Eagles player who has said some very insensitive things, an anti-Semitic message on social media that he attributed to Adolf Hitler. Jackson was fined, and a source told ESPN that the wide receiver also intends to donate a significant amount of Jewish community efforts, which I think is a wonderful thing. So, listen, the man is ignorant when it comes to anti-Semitism, or maybe he's just ignorant. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in his heart, but here's what I do know. And not to tie this into Donald Trump, but this is take a page, Donald Trump, from DeSean Jackson's playbook. He effed up big time. He said some horribly insensitive things about Jewish people. Horrible, insensitive remarks. But here's what he's done since then. He immediately apologized. He said he was wrong for what he did. And I'll take it a step further, but I want you to hear it from his words and his apology. This is Eagles star DeSean Jackson apologizing for the comments he made about Jewish people. Have a listen to this.
Extend an apology on the behalf of me and what I stand for, because, you know, I'm one that's fair, and I never want to put any race down or any people down. And, you know, my post was definitely not intended for anybody of any race to feel any type of way, especially the Jewish community. When I posted what I posted, I definitely didn't mean it to the extent that you guys took it. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm, you know, very apologetic. And I just want you guys to understand that it never was intended to be, you know, to put any race down or any religion down.
I got to tell you something. A part of me believes him. And here's another reason why. He didn't just apologize. Now DeSean Jackson is accepting an invitation to visit Auschwitz. Happened during a Zoom call with a 94-year-old survivor of the Nazi concentration camps. That is the right thing to do. And in this day and age, people fail to apologize, and when they do apologize, it doesn't feel heartfelt. He is proving it with his actions now. Anybody could say they're sorry, right? Anybody could say, oops, I'm sorry. It could be for selfish reasons. They don't want to hurt their image. It could be for selfish reasons. You don't want to lose sponsors. A lot of people apologize for the wrong reasons. That's why, to me, an apology sometimes doesn't mean anything. Actions speak louder than words. Well, guess what? DeSean Jackson is now taking action. He's also said that he'll be donating a significant amount of money to some local Jewish community centers. That's a great thing. He was on a call with this guy. His name is Edward Mossberg. And by the way, God bless him. 94-year-old survivor of the Nazi concentration camps. Boy, is that somebody that I would want to interview. Isn't that somebody that I would love to talk to, the hell that he had to go through and persevered through? So the survivor who he had this conversation with, DeSean Jackson posted on Instagram about the call on Friday, including a screen grab of the Zoom call. And that's fine for him to do that, because he should show people that he's making a big effort. In this day and age, yes, people make mistakes. In this day and age, yes, you can get a second chance if you truly are sorry. But you want to talk about two opposite ends of the spectrum. Remember, we did the story earlier today and yesterday about this New Hampshire radio host who went after the Mexican people for no reason, screamed at them because they weren't speaking English, asked them if they were illegals. She got fired from her job. What does she do the next day? Not only will she not apologize, but she actually doubles down. She actually doubles down, and she basically says F you to everybody that's calling her a racist and a pig. That is the opposite of what DeSean Jackson did. Make no mistake about it. If this woman did a post today or a video and said how sorry she was, I would probably think a little differently about her. I would still say, wow, she's not a very good person, but at least she apologized and sucked it up. She didn't do that. There's two different types of people. There are people that make mistakes and admit when they're wrong and show it, And then there are people like Donald Trump or this woman in New Hampshire that never admit they make a mistake. They're perfect. And then they double down when they say something really horrible. DeSean Jackson is not that person, and he should be commended for that. He made a very big mistake. He's very ignorant in his way of thinking or lack thereof. How can you include an anti-Semitic message that was attributed to Adolf Hitler? How could you do that and have a platform that he has? I mean, really dumb. However, I believe, and I truly believe this based on his actions, that DeSean Jackson has learned his lesson, and I don't think he'll ever do it again. I hope I don't have egg on my face, and I hope I'm not wrong, and I hope a year from now he's not quoting some anti-Semitic comment that Roger Stone made. I don't think he would do that. But I think we need to be able to forgive people if they truly are sorry. You know, I'm not going to say who, but there was a local radio host in this town who face-to-face said some really awful things to me. And listen, you know, I remember I was in a meeting with this guy. And again, I'm not going to say who he is. He called me some pretty bad names to my face, and I sucked it up and I didn't say anything back. And the reason why I didn't say anything back is because there was management in the room. And anybody who knows me very well, will tell you I'm not afraid to defend myself, and I am not afraid to attack back. Anybody who knows me knows that. I've been like that my whole life, man. It's just who I am. So this person is saying some really awful things to me. He's also saying some awful things to a producer that I have. Just really terrible, terrible remarks. The man is acting like a child and a mental midget. But I didn't say anything back, again, out of respect to management that was in the room. And this happened a while ago. And then at the end of the meeting, when management is out of the room, this person who's called me some horrible names and really just completely mistreated me, he looks at me and he puts his hand out and he says, "Hey, I'm sorry." And he shakes my hand. And ever since this meeting happened, I regret that I shook his hand. I regret that I put my hand out. Because any idiot can say they're sorry and put their hand out if they don't mean it. Any idiot can apologize when they don't mean it. And yes, I believe this person was not being sincere. You don't have to accept somebody's apology if you don't mean it. I think the best response you could say to somebody is, prove it with your actions, not your words. You know, I think that's the best way to communicate with somebody. If you think you did something wrong, communicate it with action and words. Do both. And this person clearly didn't do that. This person is deranged. But I do believe that DeSean Jackson deserves some credit for what he's done. I do believe this person does deserve some credit. DeSean Jackson, kudos to not only your sincere apology, but kudos to being able to meet with this Holocaust survivor, take him up on visiting Auschwitz, because I believe he is sincere, and I hope he learned his lesson. I really do.